That is Sharon, Shisia, and we are here to talk about the elections that will be happening at the Law Society of Kenya, and this will be taking place in February on the 19th.
Yes,
Good morning, Sharon. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Karibu sana.
Asante, nashukuru.
Now, when we're looking at the Law Society of Kenya, it's one of the most influential professional bodies in the country, and the leadership pretty much shapes how advocates are represented, right?
Yes.
How justice is defended and how the rule of law is protected, especially politically charged. Why would you say these elections, why do you think these elections matter for somebody who does not know? And I think yesterday our producer was like, what is this about LSK elections?
Just as you've mentioned, LSK is a very important body.
Yes.
In especially in matters rule of law and just defending the rights of people.
Yes.
And with this current election that is coming up on 19th of February,
yes,
we have to have leaders in the council who will be able to handle a lot. And coming to the election year 2027, it is very important for LSK to come out so strongly in a lot of issues. And just to maintain to have, there are some things that are more legal, especially when it comes to election. And the LSK body in itself, together with the other advocates at their personal level, they have a very great voice that is going to ensure that the elections are actually conducted in the right way. And if there are any issues, they're able to be addressed in the right way as well.
And what issues are this? Because you've said that you need somebody who can address issues that advocates are facing. What issues are the advocates facing?
Not really advocates, but in relation to the 2027 elections, there are those rights of people.
Okay.
That rights that are related to the elections.
Yeah.
And sometimes there are election malpractices which happen. There are issues that might not be followed, or something like that. Something might just come up.
Yeah.
And which leads to maybe petitions being filed, challenging the outcomes of everything. So a leadership that will bring out these issues in the right way and actually address them as they come is very important in 2027. Because at the end of the day, we have to protect the rule of law and also the constitution. Whatever the provisions are there, they have to be protected. And as advocates, that is one of our mandates. Yes.
Okay. What are the dominant issues shaping this year's LSK elections, according to you?
Leadership that is we can actually be dependent on in 2027, and coming from the finance bill protests, we saw how the current president, Faith Odhiambo, came out so strongly. And I believe the bar has already been set so high. As the bar being set so high, it is very important that we don't go low. The expectation is already there. LSK has already been put out there in such kind of a way. So we have to maintain that tempo. And even be better. For even the common mwananchi to just know that LSK is working not only for advocates, but also for the greater good of the nation. Yes.
How would you rate Faith Odhiambo's representation as the president of the Law Society of Kenya?
I believe she came out so strongly. Many did not expect that she will deliver the way she did. Would say she came at the right time, where she was able also to just bring out herself in most especially in the protection of the rule of law. There is a lot of things that through the finance bill came out, a lot of things that had never been seen before, but she was seen to come out so strongly in protecting these personal rights that are provided under the constitution. And so I believe I would say she really did a good job, and she really kept the LSK to be up the radar, especially on matters matters that concern the country generally. Yes.
I mean, we also saw a moment where Faith was she was supposed to be part of the panel. The committee that was that was supposed to, how do you call it? Compensation of victims, right?
Yes.
And there were a lot of fights on that, saying that that's not her mandate and she's not supposed to be there. She's gone through a lot of back and forth.
But eventually she had to let go.
Yes,
because my own personal opinion was that it wouldn't come out as a very good thing. her being holding the office of the president of the LSK. There could be some, how do I term it? But it wouldn't be so clear. Is she there as at her personal, as Faith, or as the president of LSK? That confusion was not so clear.
So that was the conflict.
That's why, yes, we felt like there would be a lot of conflict, and it wouldn't be, it wasn't just proper for her to hold that position. Also, being the president.
Okay, so you're also of the opinion that she shouldn't be in the committee?
No, she shouldn't.
Because if she's in the committee, then she's there as the president of LSK.
You know, she can also oversee, but her being in the committee, I don't think it was a good step to take.
But she was also in the front line when she was fighting for victims who faced police brutality.
Yes, that is so different.
How?
As that one, how would I put it? There were a lot of issues that were being brought out, especially from advocates. They felt like the compensation of these victims, how, in as much as would think that her being there, she'll be able to keep check of how these victims are actually compensated.
Yes.
It just didn't sit well. I'm really trying to find a way how I can explain it, but it wasn't just sitting well, her being holding the position of the president.
Yes.
There's some positions you can you hold, and being in a place where you cannot critique when a certain step is taken, because now you're already in it. If you are in part of the committee, how will you be able to critique it?
You're in the system already.
Yes, you're in the system already. So you won't be able to critique it when as something arises. Because, of course, every commission that is actually created to deal with something, at some point, there might be something that arises that needs to be checked.
Yeah.
And you can't check from inside.
Yeah.
It's best if you check from outside.
Okay. LSK, the Law Society of Kenya, has also had different presidents, right?
Yes.
We had Rachel Omamo, who was the first female president of LSK. Yeah. And then, of course, Faith Odhiambo was elected as the 51st president. Yeah. We had Isaac Okero, listed as a former LSK president who has applied for senior council rank. Yeah. And then Eric Theuri as well served as the 50th president. Nelson Harvey served as the 49th president. Ellen Gishuhi served as
40.
Yes. And then Professor PLO Lumumba, renowned Kenyan lawyer, also past LSK president. If you look at the leadership, whose leadership do you think stands out for you?
I feel like I would best comment when I started to be an advocate, because sometimes you never really concentrate on the leadership of LSK until you now you be part of the LSK as an advocate. And I believe I've been an advocate since I knew from Ellen to Harvey. To our senior counsel, Nelson Harvey. You know, we have to really have to remember that title. Yes, I can. So senior counsel Nelson Harvey, Eric Theuri. Senior counsel Eric Theuri.
Taratibu.
Wow.
Yes.
And also Faith Odhiambo. I believe everyone had a different personality. Everyone had a different way of dealing. And there are some who came out so strongly in the different ways. There's some who had their mishaps, like their issues that they were unable to deal with during their tenure. But most of them, I believe, they really tried whichever best way they could during their time. But yes, I believe even as time goes by, even advocates become more involved because of how we are taking it out there, that the involvement is very necessary. Okay. Many people actually take a back seat when it comes to LSK elections, especially, let me not say that, it might come out very bad, but many do not really take keen interest in LSK elections, especially advocates. And eventually, it doesn't sit well, because the issues that you want addressed might not be addressed because you're not even bothered of what leadership is there.
Okay. Wakili Sharon. Mimi swali langu, nitasema it's more because hata nyinyi pia kivyenu ni wanasiasa kwenye hiyo profession yenu mnachaguana. Now nimeifuatilia kuanzia kwa Eric Mutua.
Eric senior council.
Senior council. Eric huko nyuma. wakati wa hizo tukakuja kukakul kidogo, and then wakati wa Nelson Harvey, drama left right and center. Wakati wa theory pia kulikuwa na hiyo
theory finished his term, but of course every
alafu akawa na back the current
theory.
So wewe as a lawyer, hawa viongozi wote, faith for me ame stand out, like hakuwa na mahali penye uwezi jua ameegemea wapi. Ni kiongozi wa aina gani ambaye nyinyi huwa mnataka awe rais wa LSK? Kwanza kwa saidi yenu, anawapigania nini kwa vitu gani? And then before tuje kwa mwananchi towards whatever venye umeeleza.
Yeah, it's very important when you umesema that as an LSK president, your first priority is actually the advocates. Advocate matters, issues that are there. As advocates, we have a lot of issues. Of course, in Lazima, there is that issue of issues of practice, issues of just personal, how would I relate it to the profession? But I wanted to term it as mental health of members and everything. That is narrowed down though. But such kind of issues that will enable an advocate to just perform their duties as advocates the best way they can. So if there is something that is actually limiting them, including the way they relate perhaps with the judiciary, including the way some laws have been enacted. There are some laws which will be enacted that will actually make me feel like I cannot discharge my duty as an advocate because this law is seen not to be termed or put in the right way, I would say that. So those are some of the issues that as advocates we are concerned about. The legal issues on the laws, the statutes, as well as the obedience of orders that are given by courts, such kind of things which form a jurisprudence, which needs to grow and not kurudi nyuma. So there are a number of issues as advocates we actually are concerned about when we are electing the president.
Okay. Apart from the president, what positions are being contested?
We have the president, then the vice president. We also, the president has to be someone who has either served in the council or is of 15, who is the rank of being appointed as a judge of the Supreme Court. So that means 15 years and above in practice. Yes. Then the vice president, who also it's similar to the president, and served as counsel and 15 years. Then we have general member. General member, we have 3 positions. One of the positions is someone who served, who has 25 years of experience, practice. So has practiced for over 25
That's not
years.
for the general member.
General member. One position is specifically set for someone who's practiced for over 25 years. And then the 2 now are just anybody who practices, who is a practitioner. Yes. And then we have the position of the upcountry representative. Upcountry representative is someone who does not practice in coasts or Nairobi. Yes. So you represent these other areas. Yes, apart from coast and Nairobi. And then now we have Nairobi representatives. We have, I believe it's 3 positions, if I'm not wrong. 3 positions, if I'm not wrong. That's how now Nairobi comes in. Then lastly, we have the coast representative. Yes. So those are the positions. You have to be, for you to be a Nairobi representative, you have to be practicing in Nairobi within the environs. Because when we are applying for our practicing certificates, you always indicate where you practice. So equally for coasts, we also have, you have to be practicing in the coastal areas. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much for making time. I know it's we are running out of time,
Yes.
and there's still a lot more to talk about on this. Definitely, we'll still bring up the
Plenty of time.
conversation. Yeah, we've been talking to Sharon. She's an advocate of the High Court, of course, just giving us a breakdown of what's happened, of what to expect during the LSK president elections, LSK elections that will be taking place on February 19th. Sharon, thank you for making time today.
Thank you so much for having me.